We'll go ahead and start our City Council meeting tonight. Good evening and welcome to the joint meeting of the City Council of the City of Moreno Valley Community Services District, City as Successor Agency for the Community Redevelopment Agency of the City of Moreno Library Trustees. The City Council receives a separate stipend for CSD meetings. I now call this meeting to order on July 7th, 2020 at 6 p.m.
Councilmember Thornton.
Present.
Here.
Councilmember Cabrera.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Baca.
Here.
Mayor Gutierrez.
Here. Thank you, and welcome to the council as well, and to everyone that's here tonight. We'll now have staff introductions.
Pat Jaquez-Nare, City Clerk.
Mike?
Mike Lee, City Manager.
Marshall Ironman, Assistant City Manager, Chief Financial Officer.
Michael Wolf, Interim Assistant City Manager, Director of Public Works, City Engineer.
Manuel Mancha, Community Development Director.
Patty Solano, Parks and Community Services Director.
Abdul Ahmed, Fire Chief.
Okay, great. And I think we have Steve. Did you go?
Steve Wilkinson, Management Analyst.
Oh no, Steve, the City Attorney. Okay, well, he's here. The City Attorney's here. It says Steve Continue on there, on the Brady Bunch box. Okay, all right, so we'll go ahead and get started. Thank you and welcome to everyone that's here to our July 7th meeting, our last meeting that we have until we go actually to recess. But do want to let everybody know that we will still stay busy. We'll be coming into the office, checking emails. We're still going to be around for day-to-day things as well. Before we hear public comments tonight, I do ask and encourage everyone to please keep their comments respectful towards each other. I embrace and support the First Amendment right to free speech, which is the federal law, and including everyone's right to speak at this meeting and share his or her views about issues concerning our city. Finally, I ask that speakers bear in mind that comments can be limited if we have a certain amount of speakers. So I do believe that tonight we do have about 28 speakers, so we'll do 2 minutes per speaker. That being said, it being 2 minutes per speaker, I do encourage that if you're for something or if you're against something, if you could say that in the very beginning, that would be very helpful. And if you could keep your comments short, that would be great as well, because we do have some items on the agenda that we do want to get to tonight. And so the faster we can have those comments done, then we can get to the item that you're concerned about. Any person wishing to speak should address myself and the City Council in general on any matter, either under the public comment section of the agenda or any items that are scheduled. And I do want to make it very clear that those wishing to speak on any subject on the agenda and not on the agenda, so non-agenda items, under the jurisdiction of the City Council may do so now. So we'll hear those comments all together. We'll hear public comments together. Okay, with that being said, I do want to say that we do have teleconference procedures in place for the Zoom due to COVID-19, and that you must follow all of those procedures. For example, putting in your speaker slip in advance for the meeting the way it was noticed. That's really important as well. And also to wait to be identified to speak in general by myself. Members of the public, again, may be limited, which will be limited to 2 minutes per person given the amount of speakers. And I want to encourage everyone to speak. So that's why it'll be that. And that being said, we'll go ahead and call the first 3 speakers. Madam Clerk?
Yes, we have Bob Palomares, Carolyn Brodeur, and Fabian Ayub.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay,
Hi, Bob.
Anyway, good evening, Mayor, council members. The reason I'm calling is because the last council meeting, there was 2 members of a family, I think is Elmer Thomas and his wife. they had called in regarding an incident that Councilman David Marcus was involved in. And they stated that during that accident that he got there and he rearranged the scene of the accident and kind of took charge of it. And, you know, when they described them, I said, you know, I don't think these people have ever met him prior to that. And that's exactly who he is. So I was disappointed, but didn't surprise me. You know, Marcus has a lot of priors of things like this. I accused him and have factual knowledge that he was a Montebello police officer and he was fired for lying to superiors. He said, well, you know what? I retired. Well, you had to. You had no choice. Another thing that the Riverside PD had filed fraud charges against him. Of course, he took care of it. He paid the money back. And then he's running around with city magnetic emblems on his white Silverado truck. He's not even an employee of the city. So, you know, this is just who he is. He's refused commission appointments and board appointments, you know, and the third district
Okay, thank you.
needs
Thank you.
somebody that will be responsible.
Thank you, Bob. And just so you know, we have our city clerk that's controlling the mic for all of the speakers. So just for transparency there. Okay, next speaker.
Hey,
Carolyn?
me? Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
Gosh, I didn't know my dog was going to be in the middle of the picture, but that's okay. I wish I could have put a picture of the dog that I want to talk about, but that's not really my 2 points that I want to make. Thank you for your time. I live in Northeast Moreno Valley, and I live in District 2. My wonderful council person is Dr. Thornton, and I wish that we could get some sidewalks installed in the Locust Marina Beach Drive area, because the other Sunday I saw an elderly gentleman who had to operate his motorized wheelchair in the street because of the lack of sidewalks. That is very dangerous, but a disabled person should not have to risk his life, you know, by going into the street because of a lack of sidewalks. At the same time, he should not have to be required the freedom he has because there aren't enough sidewalks. So I hope, I don't know if that could be included in when they build up this area or whatever, but we need sidewalks. My second part of my comment is to thank 2 wonderful employees of the Moreno Valley Animal Shelter. Their names are Ashley Renz and Joe Alcaraz. I found this adorable dog, which is not the one that you see on my screen. It was a Cane Corso boxer mix. He's at the animal shelter right now waiting for adoption. Starts tomorrow, he can be adopted, but they were so wonderful. They were so kind and caring. And it made me know that they care about animals at the animal shelter, made me feel better about the animal shelter. So again, their names are Ashley Renz and Joe Alcaraz, wonderful employees. And the boxer Cane Corso is up for adoption tomorrow. He's really sweet. I hope people can think about that. But thank you very much for your time.
Great, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, next speakers.
Fabian Ayub,
Yes.
Luis Palomares, and Richard Marcuson.
Hi, good evening. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can. How you doing?
Good evening, Mayor Pro Tem, council members, and city staff. My name is Fabian Ayub. I'm one of the residents. I'm here to ask that if we're going to, or there will be any budget cut on our police department. And I don't want that to turn a Q&A. I just wanted to ask that if there will be any budget cut on our police department. I personally am very pleased and very happy the way our police officers are handling each calls. I have been a resident of Moreno Valley now for 4 years. And for first responders in general, I'm very pleased, but specifically our police department. So I'm hoping that if there is any discussion about budget cut, we see bigger police department like LAPD and NYPD, they're doing budget cut. Of course, they're directing it to different sources, but I was wondering and I was hoping that within your comments, you can comment on that as well and let us know that if in the future there will be any decision as far as police budget in City of Moreno Valley, and also if there's going to be kind of involvement of citizen as far as voting, or it will be just City Council making that decision. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate you guys.
Was approved on a 2-year process, and so it was just approved last year. So so it shouldn't. Okay, next speaker.
Luis Palomares, Richard Markison, and Elias Garcia.
Hello, Luis Palomares here, city activist. Okay, I'm calling about Davis Marcus. I mean, that man never ceases to amaze me. The Thomases even want to move out of the city now because he's made their lives so damn miserable. This man lies like he lies. She's so darn dirty. It's a shame we have him on that console. He hasn't done anything here in the community. And then when there's something good happens, he jumps on the bandwagon and gets glory about it. Like like the skate park. He voted against that, but he was over there getting glory for that. He needs to go. He's no good. It's a shame we got somebody that they're sitting on that seat. And he says, oh no, Mrs. Palomar, she don't know, she wasn't there. Well, he wasn't there either till he got there pushing his weight around saying he was a city employee. He's a liability to our city. Are they gonna get rid of him? I hope we get rid of him on the next election. Now, he voted on September the 19th, September 17, 2019, against the child care services. What the heck's wrong with this man? And then on May 19, 2020, he voted against item A16 on the consent calendar. Then he refused to vote for the approval for small businesses grants. This is what he's about. It's all about himself. I mean, he's got to go. He's bad news to our city. I mean, come on, Marcus. When are you going to get it? Oh, in the last council meeting, you said, oh, they're getting sued, they're mad. Oh my goodness, you already changed your insurances 3 different times. They have sent 3 different insurances to these people. And I choose to believe them because you got a lot of priors in lying. That's all you do is lie, lie, lie. Shame on you, Marcus. Don't you have a conscience? How do you sleep at night? That's what I want to know. Man, what good are you to our city? What have you done? But you're nothing but a damn liability to our city. I hope you're on the way out because I'm going to campaign against you full force.
Okay, thank you. We're going to move on to the next speaker. And I do ask that we keep our comments respectful towards each other, please. I can't limit comments, under the First Amendment, but I do ask that you keep your comments respectful towards everyone here. Okay, next speaker.
Richard Markison, Elias Garcia, and William Perez.
Good evening, Mayor Gutierrez, City Council, and City staff. I'm Richard Markson. I represent the Western Electrical Contractors Association. WECA operates a apprenticeship training facility in the city of Riverside, a short 22 minutes away from the lovely Moreno Valley. And I'm speaking to you tonight in opposition to the project labor agreement, item A14, and to caution you about adopting the project labor agreement that will keep the 800 apprentices indentured in WECA's state and federally approved apprenticeship program from working on projects in the city of Moreno Valley. These are young men and women, many of them veterans and apprentices of color, who are seeking to earn a future career as journey persons in the electrical trade. The project labor agreement that you have on your agenda tonight will explicitly prohibit them from working on projects should you adopt the project labor agreement, which is certainly discriminatory and seems to be contrary to the whole justification for doing a project labor agreement, which is to encourage career development, apprenticeship, and local hire. You really need to go back to the drawing board. You need to come up with a project labor agreement that is inclusive, that is not discriminatory, and that lets every young person that is seeking to earn a career, is a future worker in the construction industry, that they have the opportunity to work on the construction projects in the city of Moreno Valley. We hope you reject the project labor agreement tonight and go back to the drawing board. Thank you very much.
Elias Garcia, William Perez, and Kenneth Coate.
Good evening, Mayor Gutierrez and City Council members. My name is Elias Garcia, and I am the Regional Government Affairs Manager for the Southern California region for the Associated General Contractors of California, or AGC for short. Like the previous speaker, I too would like to provide comment on agenda item number 14, related to the project labor agreement, or as it's known here, the community workforce agreement. Our association represents over 1,000 contractor members throughout California, including many here in the Inland Empire and Moreno Valley, both union and open shop contractors alike. Our contractors work on public projects valued from under 100,000 to over 100 million. And I'm here on behalf of AGC to respectfully request that the vote on the community workforce agreement be postponed to a future date to give our members the opportunity to provide comment and feedback. When a CWA is being considered, it's important to remember that it is the contractor that will implement and be held to the terms and conditions listed in the agreement. Similarly, anytime a company has the procedures being negotiated on their behalf without input, companies could face non-compliance issues stemming from their existing collective bargaining agreements. Therefore, we believe having contractors at the table will help mitigate unforeseen issues and will also allow for all contractors to comply and compete. We would greatly appreciate the opportunity to work with you on the community workforce agreement. AGC supports the city of Moreno Valley in its efforts to engage and employ local companies and residents. And with the right education and partnerships, those goals can be obtained through neutral workforce development and industry engagement. So once again, on behalf of AGC and over our 1,000 members, we thank you for your time and look forward to continuing the conversation. Thank you.
Kenneth Coate, Damon Ruff. Oh, I'm sorry, William Perez first. We may not be able to hear William because his Zoom is not up to date. So can we try Kenneth Coate?
And we'll go back.
Here we
Let's
go.
see if he's available. Okay, Ken?
Yeah, I'm here. Hi.
Okay.
Yeah, my name is Ken Coate. I also serve on the board of the Associated General Contractors, and I have for almost 30 years. And I was also the previous chair of the Bond Oversight Committee for the San Bernardino Community College District. I served there for 6 years. And we entertained a project labor agreement as well. And the biggest issue isn't really, we understand that the project labor agreement is going to go forward. The issue really is being inclusive of other training programs, because by excluding these other training programs, many people who live in the city will not be able to work. You can achieve your local hire goals pretty easily through other means. You know, we were able to do that very successfully without a PLA. And the idea that a project labor agreement will save you money is not true. There's plenty of information to show that the project labor agreements limit competition. They limit a lot of local competition. You won't have people that live in your town that are able to work on these projects unless they follow, and the unions will tell you this, unless they join their apprenticeship program. But then they have to abandon what they've accomplished in their own. It's not that easy a process, and it's not actually very fair to them, nor is it fair to the employer. So remember, these are not employees. This isn't like Norma Ray where they voted to become union members. This is top-down recruit, the owners of the company decide to become union. So that's, the people are all paid the same wage, prevailing wage on all of your projects. problem is that you're limiting where these people can be trained. And both the ABC and the AGC have local training programs, thousands of people in these programs, and they're not going to be able to participate in any of your projects. So why don't you just reconsider parts of that agreement? That's all. Thank you for your time.
Okay, we have a Damon Ruff. But he's not on the list, so I don't know if it's the two that are listed here, phone numbers. Damon, are you one of the phone numbers? Then we have Ricardo Cisneros, Andrew Gonzalez, and Anthony Correas.
Okay, Ricardo? Ricardo?
Yes, how are you doing?
Yes, good evening.
Hello, Mayor and fellow council members. My name is Ricardo Cisneros. I'm Executive Secretary Treasurer of the Inland Empire Labor Council. We have over 298,000 members in the Inland Empire with all different sectors. We cover the public sector, private sector, and building trades. One thing I do gotta say as a resident of Moreno Valley is that moving this community workforce agreement is a good thing for our city because it will get our local kids, as you know, have been going through these different construction programs in the schools, and it gets them connected directly to one of the union apprenticeship programs, which later on they can work locally in their own city. That creates a big local economic stimulus for our area that deeply needs it. But the main thing here, you're gonna hear from these folks from the ABC and all these other groups today trying to discredit that. The main thing here is that we gotta make sure that we put people over profits, right? And these folks, as we know, is just the bottom dollar for their pockets. So what's the best thing to do is put our local folks to work and make sure that they go through an apprenticeship program that's accredited and actually get certifications that they cannot just not only work here locally, but work everywhere else and in other states. As we know, these folks have programs, but in reality, their certs only work for certain things in certain areas. So don't be misled by these folks from the ABC. Push forward with the community workforce agreement. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ricardo.
The next person is Andrew Gonzalez, Anthony Correas, and Kevin Garrett.
Good evening, Council. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, good evening.
Good evening. This is Andrew Gonzalez from SMART Sheet Metal Workers Local 105. I represent over 6,000 sheet metal workers in Southern California region. Here to speak today on item 14.1, the project labor agreement, or the community workforce agreement, sorry. I'm happy to see that ABC has showed up today because I love putting up our members, our contractors, and our training programs up against theirs any day of the week and twice on Sundays with our quality of craftsmanship, the quality of our work, and the wages and benefits that our members receive. This is about local jobs for local people and providing high quality construction projects for the city of Moreno Valley and the local region. And we urge you to support the project labor agreement as it's written today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Andrew, and great picture, by the way.
Thank you.
Anthony Correas, Kevin Garrett, and Russell Johnson.
Hello, Anthony Correas, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hello, I'm Anthony Correas. I'm an apprentice with ABC SoCal. I live in District 4 of Moreno Valley. ABC is a state and federal accredited apprenticeship program, so don't be fooled by what these union reps tell you. My apprenticeship program is the same as any other union and non-union apprenticeship program. Prevailing wage is the federal law, so any project that I work on, I get prevailing wage on, and so does the union, so we get the same wage, so there's no wage difference. Also, the contractor I work for particularly is an award-winning contractor. They've won multiple awards in architectural design and electrical builds. Yes, this work agreement would be detrimental to me. I live in Moreno Valley, and this agreement wouldn't let me work in the city I live in. And also, I fund these public projects with my taxes, so it would be unfair for me to be rolled out of there if I don't go through a union program. And if I haven't been able to get into a union program if I wanted to, the wait for those are so long, and you got to know people to get into those programs. I was able to get into ABC through my own merit, not by the people I know, and I was able to accomplish a lot of things. I yield my time.
Okay. Thank you. Next speaker.
Kevin Garrett, Russell Johnson, Cameron Malloy.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor, council members. My name is Kevin Garrett. I'm the CEO of Associated Builders and Contractors of Southern California. Southern California benefits deeply from our training and hiring of local workers to field the infrastructure work needed for maintaining and strengthening our state. Currently, the ABC SoCal is training over 1,300 professionals in our apprenticeship and construction craft training programs, a field integral to the strength of Southern California's infrastructure. Over the course of the past year, we have had positive and productive discussions with the city manager and mayor regarding our move into your city. By choosing to open our third training facility in Moreno Valley, we can greatly broaden the amount of new life-changing career opportunities for Moreno Valley and Riverside County locals. However, our plans to open that facility are now in jeopardy due to the proposed CWA on your agenda. The agreement as presented is exclusive, not inclusive. We propose including language within this CWA that is inclusive of our nearly 1,300 apprentices and craft trainees to further promote completing their training and jumpstarting their careers. The agreement should have broader input from ABC SoCal and others to ensure your residents who choose to participate in our program don't get shut out from the work in your city. I would ask for a continuance so we can work together on an agreement that works for all apprentices, not just some. I will remain on the line to be available for any questions regarding this item. Thank you. I yield my time.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Russell
Madam Clerk?
Johnson.
Yeah. Good
Cameron
evening.
Malloy, Jacob Burke.
Okay. Good evening, Russell.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council members. My name is Russell Johnson. I'm the Director of Government Affairs for the Associated Builders and Contractors Southern California chapter. I just want to echo Anthony's comments. There was an inaccurate statement that was made by someone. Our programs are state approved and are federally approved. So once you become a registered apprentice and then you become a journeyman, you can take those skills with you anywhere in the United States. Back on point, originally we met with the City of Moreno Valley, City Council, Mayor, and City Manager to inform you of our affirmative decision to finalize the development of our third training facility. We discussed the possibility of the discriminatory language that is often found in CWAs and PLAs, and how we were concerned that this could shut out our apprentices. We asked for advance notification should the CWA be on the agenda, so we can ensure it was an inclusive document. The CWA before you tonight is ostensibly a project labor agreement that would prohibit our apprentices from working on city projects. Our program has been approved by the state and is referred to as a unilateral apprenticeship program. This is a highly discriminatory CWA. As it is currently written, it was designed by one organization to make access to city work exclusive to only their apprentices rather than all apprentices. There's already a shortage of skilled construction professionals in Riverside County, and with California's ever-growing population, we need to promote greater access for apprenticeship and training, not less, especially during this economically unstable time. A vote for this CWA as it's currently written, without broader input from many stakeholders who were left behind, is a vote against the many residents and apprentices who live and work within the city of Moreno Valley. Approving the CWA is a vote against allowing our apprentices to complete their hours that are required by the state. I ask that you continue this item and direct staff to work with ABC SoCal and other stakeholders who were left out. Thank you.
Okay, Madam Clerk. Okay, next three speakers, Madam Clerk.
We have Russell, we have Cameron Malloy and Jacob Burke that are not listed. So I don't know if it's the two numbers that are listed here. Are any of the
This
phone
number is
numbers?
Kevin Garrett.
Okay, no, yeah, Karen already spoke. Okay, Madam Clerk, just go down the list of the names and then we'll go to the phone numbers afterwards.
Thank you.
Okay.
The next name is Michael Sotomayor.
Okay. Michael?
He is not here. Omar Cobian. I don't think he's logged in either, sir.
Okay.
Then Jimmy and Jacob are not logged in either.
Check the, let's see. Look at this participants list.
Michael, John Montoya and Michael Bartos aren't logged in either. Okay,
What about, is that,
Montoya is available.
oh, okay.
Mr. Montoya? Johnny Montoya?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, go ahead, Johnny.
Hi, this is actually my first time on one of these webinars. So I just wanted to give my input. I am a resident of the city of Moreno Valley and a member of the ABC program. I am currently working for one of the, in my opinion, one of the best HVAC, which is air conditioning companies out in Orange County. And I just want to say it's the best thing that's ever happened to me. Before this program, you know, I was just working odd jobs, you know, at temporary agencies and not making much income, you know. I am a family man. I'm married. I'm 32 years old. I have 3 small children that, you know, that I need to raise and provide for. I am the breadwinner in my family. So I just want to say that we need to get a chance just like anybody else. Union, non-union, you know, we're all equal. I could bet money that I could perform just as good as anybody in the union. I've been an apprentice for about 4 years. And in those 4 years, I became a journeyman and I actually became a foreman at this point. And I learned on the field, but I was given the opportunity through ABC. And I learned in a classroom behind everything, pretty much. I learned the terms. I learned why things work the way that they do, how they work. And on the field, I had the hands-on skills. So I just want to say, you know, we deserve, you know, a chance. Moreno Valley, we need more people from the state of Moreno Valley to be given the opportunity. There's a lot of minorities out here. And a lot of my family members, you know, need the opportunity as well. We all need to spread the wealth. And thank you for your time.
Thank you, Johnny. Next speaker we have is Inland Empire Carpenters.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, who's speaking?
This is Michael Sotomayor. I am a journeyman carpenter, Southwest Regional Council of Carpenters. I am also a 7-year citizen of Moreno Valley. And I want to say, first off, Mayor, Council, men and women, thank you for the opportunity to speak here. Also wanted to let you guys know that I'm very, very proud and happy of what you guys are doing in our wonderful, beautiful city of Moreno Valley. Take a lot of pride in living there. And I really enjoy living there, beautiful city. But this evening, I wanted to say that I am in support of the agenda item A14. I've been with the local union carpenters since 2009, been 11 years. I've been living in Moreno Valley for the past 7 years. I'm a homeowner there. Out of the 7 years that I've been there, I spent much of my career traveling from my home to the city of Los Angeles, San Diego, Bakersfield, you name it, I've gone there. Now I know that comes along with the trade, and I don't mind that, but in the same token, I don't like living where I'm at and having to travel all the time. I purchased my home back in 2013. I'm looking to purchase another home here soon, shortly. And I would love to continue to spend my money in my city instead of other cities like Los Angeles, Bakersfield. I would ask that you would please approve this project, as it would definitely help out a lot of my tradesmen, my brothers and my sisters, and help us to have local hire. And I appreciate you guys' time.
Okay, next speaker is Omar Kobian, followed by Jimmy Elrod.
Mayor, they're not on our participant attendees. They haven't logged in yet.
Okay, all right.
But
Go ahead and go to the next. Okay.
We do have William Perez is one of the phone numbers.
Okay, go ahead.
Mr. Perez. William Perez.
Hi, am I coming through now?
Yes.
Sir.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate your time. This is Bill Perez. I'm the Executive Secretary and Business Manager for the Inland Empire, or San Bernardino Riverside County's Building Construction Trades Council. Thank you, Mayor Gutierrez, Council Members Baca, Cabrera, Thornton, and Marquez. This has been a long road, just about a year since we started down this path, and I would really like to thank all of you, and especially the staff. The staff has worked very hard with us over the past 11 months to get a final product here. It's a sound, legal, and comprehensive community workforce agreement, including pathways out of poverty through apprenticeships, local hire and local hire employment, a commitment to pre-apprenticeship and apprenticeship readiness programs through the building trades and through the carpenters. I know the staff report covered a lot of these things, but I want to make sure we run down here. So it also provides health care and pension benefits for workers and their families. The real benefit is for the residents of Moreno Valley, low income, disadvantaged, at risk, and underrepresented residents get opportunities now that they may not have had prior when we direct these jobs into the community and these opportunities directly there. It's a great benefit, including greater wage and career stability through career programs such as registered apprenticeship. So other normal community workforce agreement clauses, zero work stoppages due to any disputes. And I think as most do, we will have a formal labor management partnership between the city, the building trades, and our affiliated locals, and the contractors. And we'll also has language in there to provide oversight to ensure.
Jimmy Elrod?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, hi. My name is Jimmy Elrod. I'm a representative with the Southwest Regional Council of Carpenters. I have the proud honor of representing nearly 40,000 union carpenters here in Southern California, which we have about roughly 10,000 union apprentices currently in our apprenticeship program, and that's just with the Carpenters Union. 2,200 roughly living here in the Inland Empire. Also, we have a higher number of members living in the city of Moreno Valley, roughly 900 union carpenters that call that beautiful city home. And they all have families for the most part that depend on them to bring home the bacon and provide for their families. Like my brother Michael Sotomayor was saying, in large part, majority of our membership has to make those long commutes to distant areas to provide. And to have the opportunity to work closer to home is one that we cherish and look forward to hopefully having here in the near future, at least within the city of Moreno Valley. Also, I'd like to just thank the city staff and all that they've done working with us and putting this together. It's been a real pleasure, and we look forward to seeing this to fruition. Ultimately, this community workforce agreement is going to help ensure the creation of community wealth amongst the skilled tradespeople within the city, and also that projects are built better more responsible by contractors performing work on those projects for the city. That's all I have. I appreciate your time, and I please ask that you vote in favor of the passing of this community workforce agreement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, I have one more speaker, Omar Cobian. Sorry, we had a little confusion on logging in on this.
Okay, go ahead.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Omar Cobian. You're next. I have lived in Moreno Valley for 30 years. I went to Valley View High School and I graduated in 1994. I am a husband and a father of two. My kids both attend Moreno Valley schools and participate in youth programs. You know, I've been a union carpenter for 20 years and I've only been able to work in my city one time. I've averaged anywhere from 15 to 20 hours a week on the road working from LA to Orange County. I have missed daughter's volleyball games. I've missed my son's baseball games, and to tell you the truth, those are the things that really matter to me. I'm proud to say I live in Moreno Valley. I'm also very proud to be a union carpenter. And on behalf of over 800 union carpenters and hundreds of other union built tradesmen that live in Moreno Valley, I'd like to say thank you for bringing this community workforce agreement to the table. A city that values fair wages, honors working class households is the city I want to call mine. We know that Moreno Valley would do the right thing by voting yes on this community workforce agreement. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
We have a mic. Mike.
Hello.
Oh.
Hello.
Yes, Mike.
Yeah. Hi. Okay. I'm here speaking on Associated Builders and Contractors, and I do go to school there. I shop all over Moreno Valley. I live right here. I am sole single father, physical and legal custody, just me and my daughter. She goes gymnastics here, and well, thanks to ABC, they're providing for me and my daughter, and I would just like for you to reconsider, and allow ABC schooling to completely take part in any and all opportunities, just as equal Americans are. You know, I feel there's no reason to shut anyone out. So I completely I'm lost my breath. Okay, just Mayor Gutierrez, I would like for you to give and allow ABC to be a part of the city's growth. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, next three speakers.
Mayor, we have Jordan Chetney and Eric Christensen after that.
Okay.
Jordan? Jordan?
Sorry, am I there?
Yes, you are.
Hi, good evening, City Council members. My name is Jordan Cecatelli. I'm with the Sheet Metal Workers, Local 105. I just want to thank you for your time and consideration of this CWA, and hopefully you will approve this recommendation. With this agreement, you'll be promoting local hire and high quality careers. And I want to reiterate that's careers in your community. The building trades in particular, the sheet metal workers are a highly skilled and dedicated trade. With that said, the men and women of Moreno Valley will now have the opportunity to stay closer to home and building projects in their own backyard. Instead of traveling to LA or Orange County, they'll be able to be closer to their homes and their families. Because at the end of the day, isn't that what everybody wants to do, is be closer to their homes and their families to be able to spend quality time with them. So with that, I'd like to thank you for your time. And I hope you move forward with this community workforce agreement, because it'll be benefiting all the workers in the city of Moreno Valley. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Jordan. Next speaker, please. I think it was Eric Christian, you said, Pat?
Can you hear me? Hello.
Yes.
Good evening, Mayor.
Thank you for this opportunity. My name is Eric Christen. I'm the Executive Director of the Coalition for Fair Employment and Construction. We're a statewide organization that was formed 21 years ago to oppose PLAs because of the explicitly discriminatory provisions contained there within. Currently, what you're being asked to do is have less than 16% of the construction workforce in the state, which is union, dictate to you how you're going to go about your business. The Bureau of Labor Statistics points out that only 16% of the local construction workforce in your region is unionized. The rest choose to wake up on a daily basis and work in a union-free environment, and that's their choice. This PLA, which was negotiated between a big labor special interest group and your staff, never allowing for other participants to be part of it, be they WICA or AGC or ABC or IRCC or anyone else. They were the only ones that negotiated it. Any non-union contractor, any non-union worker has to pay into a union health, welfare, and pension plan that they will never vest in. That money will be stolen from them under your PLA if they were a non-union worker. Non-union apprenticeship programs, those young men and women are not allowed to even be considered to work under this PLA. That's explicit discrimination. And that is not only something that's anti-American, it's something that's deeply immoral, but that's what you have within your PLA. What we would ask is that you consider an agreement that allows all parties to sit at the table and to be taken into consideration. That has not been done in this process. You've had a small group of representatives of the construction industry allowed to be dictated to everyone else how taxpayer dollars will be spent. So we'd ask you to bring this back and allow everyone to be at the table and bring it back to consideration to the whole community, not just allow the unions to dictate how we build things in Moreno Valley. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Madam Clerk.
We have Miguel Reyes. Miguel?
Who's the next three speakers though, Pat?
We only have Miguel Reyes that is listed. Everybody else has already spoken or weren't listed or did not log into the meeting.
Okay, so you're saying if someone didn't speak that they didn't log into the meeting?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Miguel Reyes?
Miguel just dropped out.
Oh.
And then we just have that last phone number.
Thank you. This is Kevin Garrett. I spoke. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Then that's all the speakers, Mayor.
Okay, thank you, Pat. All right, I'm closing public comments. We'll now move on to would any council members like to make comments at this time instead of closing comments? Okay, seeing none. I don't see Councilmember Cabrera. Let me see. Oh, there he is. Okay. Okay, yeah, it's hard to see with the whole, all these people here. Okay, so we're now going to move to our joint consent calendar, sections A through E. All items listed under the consent calendar, sections A, B, C, and D are considered to be routine and non-controversial and may be enacted by one motion. Any motion or separate action is deemed to be a separate motion by each agency that I mentioned at the beginning of the meeting and shall be so recorded by the city clerk. Items withdrawn for report or discussion will be heard after public hearing items. At this time, I entertain for council to let me know if there's anything that they would like discussed or for separate action. Yes, Councilmember Thornton.
I just want to make a comment on 8.6.
Yes, go ahead.
Oh, I just wanted to thank the mayor and my fellow colleagues and the staff for really supporting some of the talks and discussions and the events around social justice and equality for all. And A6 is another commitment that the city is making. It's a resolution to identify racism as a public health issue, and at the same time, add a little bit more teeth to it and promote diversity and tolerance. This is something as a city we're committed to. We are a very diverse community, and it's going to be important for our continued success to recognize that and to institutionalize systems to ensure that we're operating in that way. So I just want to thank you all for putting this on the agenda. I'm hoping it passes, and for your commitment to the community and to disrupting racism.
Thank you, and I wish if it wasn't COVID-19, we'd have like a presentation and all that. But unfortunately, we can't right now. But after this meeting, we'll be able to come back, hopefully. So any other items? Yes, Councilor Cabrera, and then followed by Councilor Marquez.
Yes, so I'd like to make just a couple comments on A6 as well, and then questions and comments for A14. Sure. And yeah, just those two items.
Okay, go ahead. A6.
Yeah, so A6, I just want to echo my colleague, Councilmember Thornton's comments, and I also want to applaud both Councilmember Thornton and Mayor Gutierrez for bringing this item forth. And then aside from this as well, Councilmember Thornton was able to get a new committee formed at the county level. So I applaud her for doing that, for standing up before the Board of Supervisors and making that happen, because it did happen. And she was the one that brought forth. So, with this resolution, I'm extremely proud. I fully 100% support this to make sure that we are taking a public stand as a city and really making that statement that we are an inclusive city and that we recognize that racism and discrimination is an issue in our country. And we will do whatever we can to make sure that we bring people from all backgrounds and all races and all colors together to the table to talk about these issues and to come up with solutions for them. So I just want to applaud both of you. And I look forward to all the things that we're going to accomplish on this topic moving forward.
Great. Thank you so much, Councilmember Cabrera. And then you said it was I forgot what the other item.
A14, the CWA.
Oh, yes. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so I guess I'll just make it comments. I'll leave the questions aside, but comments on this one. I've spoken before about this. I'm actually in the construction industry as well on the private side. I'm not in a union or anything, but I work in remodeling homes and all of that with my father. So I completely understand the concerns and the issues of having to commute. We've been in situations where we have jobs all the way in Los Angeles and we have to wake up at 4 in the morning to get there at, 8 a.m. And it's really, really bad. It's very stressful. It's very inefficient. And so I get those concerns. And that's part of why this is being brought forth, to make sure that our local Moreno Valley residents are getting jobs in our city. And so this will, hopefully lead to higher wages here because more people will get to keep the money in their pockets. Instead of spending money on gas and spending money on food and groceries outside of the city, they'll be able to do that here, eat lunch at our restaurants and buy the groceries here and spend more time with their children, spend more time with their families and enjoying their house and the fruits of their labor. And so, I also look forward to hopefully more programs and more partnerships with unions. I appreciate the carpenters and the Inland Empire Labor Council for coming out as well. I want to thank you guys for the amazing work that you are doing. And hopefully we can work together to expand the programs, the apprenticeships that you already have, because we see that technologies are up and coming, things like 3D printing, AI, quadcopters, and I think it is in the best interest of our community and also for the unions and all contractors to implement these technologies and really apply these skills to your apprentices, because 3D printing of concrete and all of that is coming, and it's important that we use those technologies to augment our skills to make even higher wages. So with that, I just want to again, express my support for this, and I hope that with those who actually came out and had concerns, that in the future we can sit down and talk more about those concerns and see if there's some way to address those, because some Moreno Valley residents did come out and also express their concerns. So I want to make sure that we include them and make sure that this benefits them as well. Thank you.
Councilmember Marquez?
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. Pull A22 for a separate vote. That's all I have.
Okay. And I'll just make some brief comments here on item A14, just because closing comments is going to be a little bit later. This is something that we've been looking at actually as a council. Even about a year ago, council directed staff to look at developing some type of agreement, of a community workforce agreement, not a PLA. It's a community workforce agreement. So I want to make that very, very clear. So out of that study session, staff was directed, and then they met with various stakeholders, and we have a community workforce agreement in front of us tonight. Now, one thing that I have heard from some people and individuals is that, that they won't be able to, apply, or that they won't be able to have jobs. And from what I read, of the community workforce agreement, and also speaking with the city attorney and just doing my own research, is that anyone can still bid. So anytime that there's anything that comes out, any project, anyone can bid, whether it's a private contractor, a union, anyone can bid, and it's only on projects that are above $1 million and that are city projects. So for example, we have the school district, we have Eastern Municipal Water District, Western Municipal Water District, we have Val Verde School District. All of them are doing so many different projects. It's not excluding, they're not excluding anyone from working it, and neither are we, because individuals can still bid and can still be awarded. So I think it just comes down to, and like actually some of the speakers mentioned, ABC is accredited. They are an accredited program. They're approved by the state of California, and and a great program. I've heard really good things about ABC. So I think there's just some background about PLAs from years before, and I think I don't know. There's just might be some misinformation that's out there, but I think this is a good thing. I think it's important to have some type of agreement, so that way, if there is, let me mute somebody. Okay. So that way, if there is that person that receives the bid, or whoever receives the bid, that there's some type of agreement that takes care of our workers, right? That there's some type of agreement that ensures that we have safety standards, high safety standards, that we're paying certain wages and certain benefits, and that we're hiring. Here's the key part: at least a percentage of Moreno Valley residents, which is very, very, very important. And the other part that's also very important to me is a key percentage of veterans that we hire. And so that's what this agreement is all about, that whoever bids and whoever gets awarded, whether you're private, public, union, whatever, that you at least agree to those agreements of hiring that certain percentage of people. And I think that's a good thing. I mean, we may have different philosophies of different things, and that's fine. And I'm going to speak about a little bit in my closing comments that sometimes, we have different opinions, even as council members. But that doesn't always, mean, we don't get along, or that, we can't move the city forward. So I think that we can, and I think that this is a good item. Okay, so I'll have Mayor Pro Tem Baca. Oh, you're muted. Can someone unmute her? Okay, there you go.
I'd like to make a motion to adopt the consent calendar with the exception of 822 for separate vote.
All right, I make that motion. Any second?
Second.
I'll second.
Okay, second from Councilmember Marquez.
Yes.
Okay. Madam Clerk, voice vote, please. Except 822.
Yes, sir. Councilmember Thornton?
Yes.
Councilmember Marquez?
Yes.
Councilmember Cabrera?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Baca?
Yes.
Mayor Gutierrez?
Yes.
Item passes 5-0.
Okay, great, thank you. And then we'll go straight to item 822 for separate action. So let me go ahead and pull that item just a minute here. Okay, this is the second reading of ordinance number 967, approving the development agreement between the City of Moreno Valley and Highland Fairview Properties, a California General Partnership, Centennial Properties, Delaware Partnership. This is in regards to the development agreement only. So this is the actual agreement that this developer made with the staff. So we'll go ahead and have, Councilor Marquez, did you have questions, or do you want staff to do a report?
No, I just wanted a separate vote so I could be on record. That's all.
Okay. All right. Mayor Pro Tem Baca, you have your hand up?
Yes, I also have the raise hand little thing.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't see it. Yeah, okay.
Yes,
All right.
yes.
So I want to make a motion to approve item 822.
Okay, and then, okay, we'll just need a second on that one. Okay, Were you trying to speak, Councilmember? Oh, you're muted. I don't know.
Okay.
I think you're unmuting. I don't know if you're muting yourself. I don't know.
There you go.
There you are.
Thank you.
So are you seconding?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. So so there's a motion and a second. Okay, Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Councilmember Thornton,
Yes.
Councilmember Marquez,
No.
Councilmember Cabrera,
No.
Mayor Pro Tem Baca,
Yes.
Mayor Gutierrez.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you. It passes 3-2.
Okay. So now we're going to go straight to public hearing. We do have one public hearing item tonight, and it's a item on the street and road improvements. So we'll go ahead and have a report from the Financial and Management Services Director and Assistant City Manager, Marshall Iron.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, City Council members. The item this evening is a brief item. With regards to the fiscal year 2021, the City Council had allocated different community development block grant funds. This is the component of those funds that are available for public projects and has historically been used for street improvements. From prior years, we have savings from some of the projects that were completed. So the action this evening is to reprogram those savings back into additional ADA ramp improvements and additional street improvements through the right-of-way. And in those amounts, we're allocating $190,000 for the ADA ramps and $220,000 for the various street improvements. This would be in line with the projects that we've brought forward historically and that 5-year plan of implementing additional street improvements as funding is available. And that concludes my report for this evening.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Any council questions of staff on this item? Okay. Oh, Madam Mayor Pro Tem Baca, you have your hand raised? Mayor Pro Tem Baca? You have your hand raised? Or you didn't, was it an accident? Okay, all right. Any other council questions of staff? Oh, okay, Councilmember Cabrera.
Is this opportunity to make comments on this item?
Yes, actually. Well, yeah, we can. Actually, the comments will come in a little afterwards.
Okay, I'll wait for deliberation.
Okay, okay, no problem. All right. So, seeing no council questions of staff, I'm going to go ahead and open the hearing. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and close the hearing, and then now we're going to go to council deliberation. Okay, so Councilor Cabrera.
Thank you, Mayor Gutierrez. So just a quick comment. Earlier today, during public comments, there was a District 2 resident who came out, Carolyn Brodeur, and asked, or actually mentioned about the gentleman who was in his electric chair who had to drive on the road. So I just want to make a comment. This is Councilmember Thornton's district, but an idea, if funding allows, I don't know what is actually required to make those improvements over on that side of the city, but if funding allows, this may be an opportunity to actually get that done. So I just wanted to throw that idea out there.
Great, thank you so much. And I just wanted to clarify, there were no public speakers for this item. Okay, so just to put that on record. Okay, any other council comments on this one? Seeing no one, I'll entertain a motion by council to approve.
Want to make a motion?
I'll second.
Motion made by Councilmember Dr. Thornton and a second by Councilmember Cabrera. Please vote, Madam Clerk.
Councilmember Thornton,
Yes.
Councilmember Marquez,
Yes.
Councilmember Cabrera,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Baca,
Yes.
Mayor Gutierrez.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
Okay, that moves us to reports. So we actually have 2 reports from the March Joint Powers Commission. So we have Mayor Pro Tem Baca, followed by Riverside Transit Agency RTA, Councilmember Marquez.
Okay. Thank you. Tonight, I'm providing an update on the March Joint Powers Commission meeting that was held on June 24th. At that meeting, the commission approved a tentative parcel map in the Meridian Lower West Plateau project adopted by COVID-19 Worksite Preparedness Plan and approved 2-year budgets for the JPA, the Airport Authority, and the Utility Authority. And that was the end of the meeting. It was a very short one, and I'm just honored to be on that commission. So thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Councilor Marquez.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Riverside Transit Authority, on our June 25th meeting, the Riverside Transit Agency approved free rides for youth and college students for the upcoming year. They received a grant over $1 million. So what they did with that grant, they're going to offer all these free rides for these high school and college individuals. If you have any other concerns or questions, you can call our TA or visit the website for more information. That concludes my report. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much. And just to check really quick, City Attorney, is your mic working?
I hope so.
Okay, great. Okay. Okay. City Manager's report.
Sure, Mayor, City Council, I just have 2 items to address tonight. First, we won another award. I want to congratulate the Mayor and City Council. We won the award from the ICMA, which is the International City County Management Association. They are the premier international organization for excellence in local government. And we won their top award for the community diversity and inclusionary category for the Mayor's Challenge Mobile Learns project. And I know this is a project started with the Mayor Exen Gutierrez about 3 years ago when he went to the U.S. Conference of Mayor and was able to get Michael Bloomberg to help us with the Bloomberg Philanthropies, the grant that we received to start this Mobile Learns program. And subsequently last year, the City Council approved allocation to fund this program. So we have the program funded to really help our local residents that are attending Mineral Valley College to have ability to have a stipend so that they can finish their curriculum at the college. So once again, congratulations to the Mayor and City Council for the win for Mobile. And secondly, I just want to wish the Mayor and City Council a pleasant summer recess, as this is our last council meeting before we come back. Thank you so much.
Okay, great. Thank you. City Attorney's report.
Mr. Mayor, I have nothing to report, but I look forward to seeing you all back in September.
Okay.
Have a nice summer. Bye.
Okay, thank you, Steve. And all right, that brings us to our closing comments. I'll have Councilmember Dr. Thornton.
Thank you so much, Mayor. I first want to say a big thank you to the city staff for spending time coordinating the fireworks task force. I did a ride-along with the fireworks task force on July 3rd. It consisted of code enforcement, so Steve Alvarado, who is the manager of that, fire, and also our Riverside Sheriff's deputies. And I want to give a big shout out, especially to our Riverside Sheriff's deputies, because they really did a great job of providing education to the people that we end up assigning a ticket to. Fireworks have been a nuisance in our city. All of us heard July 4th, right? And it started in the beginning of June. This is something I'm committing to disrupting. I know that, we're all pent up and we just want the fireworks show was canceled. But when you think about the veterans and the dogs and the fires, it's just something that is not good for our city. So I really appreciate the coming together to implement the fireworks task force and that continued implementation of that. Also, I want to remind, Governor Newsom just reinstated some of the restrictions for our businesses. And I want to remind our businesses that we do have the Forward Mobile program, which provides up to $7,500 grant for 45 businesses for you. It's part of the CARE Act funding that we received. So please call 951-413-3454 for information on that. This is a program that many cities do not have. So if you are a business that has been located in Reno Valley for a year, you're eligible for it. And so please utilize that. Today kicks off the first day of free microchips for your animals from the animal shelter. So once again, this is an initiative that we are giving our residents. It's first come, first serve, and will microchip up to 300 dogs and cats. You do have to have your animal microchip. That is part of the law. And so we are providing a free program. So if you want to take advantage of that program, you're a resident of Moreno Valley, please call 951-413-3790 and set up an appointment and get your dog or cat microchipped. And that will save you some money and get you in compliance. Thank you so much, Mayor.
Thank you. Okay, Councilmember Marquez.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. I just want to give a big shout out to our executive staff, for all our employees from the city of Moreno Valley. The job you guys have done through this pandemic is just unbelievable, keeping the city together. It's something that we never expected, and I don't foresee it much longer, that we have to wear masks. But, you know, wear a mask, wash your hands, use your distancing. Please, please, when you go into crowds, make sure you wear your mask. The only way we're going to beat this is we do it as a group, as a city, all together. Let's work together. Let's get over this so we can get back to our normal lives. Secondly, I want to say is, if you have any potholes, I've noticed in the last couple of weeks, it's slowed down on reports on potholes. We haven't stopped filling potholes. If you see a pothole, let us know, call me. I'll forward it to our public works. But we're still out there filling potholes. It's going to take a lot to fill them all, but we have not stopped. Call if you see one. And lastly is thank God that this 4th of July is over. Saturday night was a war zone on the east end of town. I thought I was back in Vietnam again. It was very, very bad. I've lived in the city for over 35 years, and I've never seen it as bad as it was this week. You know, the city we need to sit down, and we need to look into the future, not wait a month before 4th of July to figure out what we're going to do, but we need to set something up now. So give us a year to work on it. And hopefully next year we'll have our fun fest again and maybe eliminate some of this illegal fireworks. But thank God it's over. Everybody's safe. And I want to thank everybody for your support, and be safe out there. And we'll see you in September. Thank you.
Great. Next speaker, we have Councilmember Cabrera.
Thank you so much, Mayor. And yes, this is the last meeting of this fiscal year. We'll be back in September. So we'll be away for just a month and a half, 2 months or so. You know, first, I just want to, I guess, touch base or kind of recap or make some comments on the previous council meeting. I believe maybe some of my colleagues may make some comments here shortly as well. But, you know, I guess the message that I just want to get across is that, like the mayor said earlier, regardless of, you know, if we disagree on one decision, it doesn't undo and negate all the other things that we have accomplished for the city. And I've gone through this list before, but I just want to go through it one more time to really highlight all the things that this council has accomplished together. Not one of us has done this by ourselves. We've done this in collaboration with the entire council and mayor and our city staff and community members. We've all played a part of this. And for example, we have the new library at the mall, the up and coming library over off of Paris and Iris, the amphitheater that's under construction, the skate park, road repairs, the community garden, the homeless to work program, college tuition assistance, the mobile earns program that the mayor and the city just got an award for, the general plan update and the future downtown, floor and decor, the new car dealerships, the MOU with Moreno Valley College for the makerspace with 3D printers and laser cutters, the brand new hotels and all the new restaurants that are coming in. all the events, all of the city and community events like the art festivals and the jazz festivals and all of these things, including the expansion of the Kaiser Hospital and Riverside University Health System. So all of these things we have done in collaboration, and one disagreement does not undo all of that. And so that's my message that I would like to get across to the city, that we are a united city. And we can't allow small little blips to divide us, because that is not what we need. We need to continue moving forward as one unit, as one team, as one family. And so I look forward to doing that, because there's so much more for us to do. And there's so many things that are in the pipeline that when we come back from summer recess, we're going to be able to, hopefully, COVID-19 willing, be able to have ribbon cuttings and groundbreakings, and we'll be able to be out there with the community, moving dirt with our shovels and wearing our helmets. And those are things that I look forward to so much. And I'm very excited. I think hopefully you can tell that I'm excited, and I really look forward to all these things. So moving on, I want to give briefly an update on the census. I just want to remind everyone to please complete the census. Moreno Valley, currently, the self-response rate is at about 62, almost 63%. So we have just under 40% left to go to reach 100, and we really need to aim for that number. So I want to thank everyone who's involved in census events. Idel Stokes, Adan Chavez from Naleo. We have an event coming up on Facebook Live next Tuesday, June 14th from 5 to 6. We'll be raffling off prizes. And I really, again, want to thank everyone who's involved in the census efforts here in Moreno Valley. Also want to briefly mention this. I think the mayor might touch on this topic as well, but later this year in September, we'll be actually exploring living wage and potentially other policies to increase wages for our workers here in Moreno Valley, specifically warehouse workers. So again, I want to reiterate that the city has done an amazing job of bringing in tons and tons of jobs. And so now I think we're in a place where we could take that next step forward and really increase wages for our people. That is what they deserve. That is what our constituents deserve: higher wages and better quality of life. We've brought the jobs here. Now let's pay them a little bit more. And so I look forward to that study session coming in September. And the last thing I want to mention is Vanessa Guillen. You all have probably heard what happened to Vanessa in Fort Hood in Texas. Today there was a small rally over off of Sunnymead and Frederick. I was in attendance along with several other community members. We were all wearing our masks, trying to maintain social distancing. There was a flyover from a private aircraft, civilian aircraft, with a banner. And it was just really beautiful, you know, to see the community really supporting that and standing up for justice, because all these little moments of injustice that are coming up, we need to stand up against that injustice and really make sure that the truth comes out. So with that, I just want to wish everyone a good summer. Stay cool. You know, it gets hot out here in Moreno Valley, but please stay well, stay safe, and God bless.
Thank you so much. Okay, next we have Mayor Pro Tem Bach.
Thank you, Mayor. I don't want to reiterate anything that anyone has already said, except I just want to make sure that the community out there understands that we have not entertained the idea, and you heard our mayor, straight from the mayor, that there are no cuts to the police department. So that I just want to reiterate that, nothing else. Okay, well, maybe another thing. I want to congratulate Dr. Carla Thornton on her appointment, and also for bringing her and the mayor for bringing forward the resolution celebrating and promoting diversity, tolerance, acceptance, and inclusion among citizens, residents, visitors, and businesses of the great city of Moreno Valley. We'll be gone from city council meetings and return September 1st on a Tuesday, but we are available. You can call us, you can email us, and reach out to us through the city clerk's office if there's anything that you need. And I hope that we return to the times before COVID-19, because this is terrible. We're at home, we're afraid of being exposed. We're hearing it's getting closer and closer to our families and friends regarding who is being infected and who's getting really, really sick. So please continue to be careful out there, wear your mask, wash your hands, and follow the CDC's recommendations on how to stay safe and healthy. 4th of July, it wasn't just Moreno Valley, believe me. It was all over the nation, especially what I hear here in Riverside County, because we have so much space and so many people that we had, it sounded like bombs were going off. And it was not only 4th of July, it was the days before. And I really believe that it has a lot to do with the COVID-19 and people being locked up, pent up, and just wanted to express themselves. Not that I'm agreeing with what they did, but I think that that's why we just had a terrible, terrible response on 4th of July. I know we have the task force, and I would like to ask our mayor and Councilwoman Carla Thornton if you would support me on placing the fireworks on a future agenda, maybe in October, so that we can discuss restrictions and penalties and outreach for the next 4th of July. And if we can do it in October, I think that would also address New Year's Eve, which is another day that we have all of this. Mayor?
Oh, yes. Yeah, definitely. We can do a study session in October.
Okay, so do I your support, Dr. Thornton?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Okay,
Okay, I want to shout out to, I still have some time. I want to shout out to Jackie Melendez for all her work. I know it's not easy, and I know it's tedious, and I know that it's a lot, but you're doing an excellent job. I'm hearing from lots of businesses, you know, that we're still not there. We haven't handed out any checks yet for Forward Mobile, the $7,500 grant to our small businesses here in the city. And I know that I want Mike Lee and the council to know that she's doing an excellent job, and that if you hear from any businesses complaining that it's taking so long, it's because it's not an easy application. Well, the application is easy, but going through the feds and making sure that our businesses dot their I's and cross their T's and get everything that the feds are asking for, it's not easy. But Jackie Melendez is helping, and there's 45 businesses, I think, that she's working on right now that have been eligible. And I just can't compliment her enough, because it's such a big deal. It's such a big deal to these businesses that have been shut down. They have no income, are not paying the city taxes. So hopefully we can get them back on their feet, and this can stimulate their businesses. This Citizens Public Safety Committee was approved, and I just want to let everyone know that the applications are now online, and they'll be online until August the 14th. So if you're interested, please apply, and we will review these and handle the interviews as appropriate. I just want to say thank you, Mayor, for joining me through a parade for the census, through the beautiful section of our city known as Edgemont. We had so many people come out, and you know, I think that the majority, Mayor, if I'm wrong, correct me, but I think the majority of the people that were out there were saying, we already filled out our forms, Mayor. You know, and I was just so proud of our community. And Edgemont has always been very, very dear to me. And I know that community very well. And the people that were out there were there and so forth.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem.
I have one more thing to say.
Okay, real quick.
Seconds, yes. I just want to remind everyone that it's going to be a hot summer, and that we will be having polling stations for our senior citizens in different areas. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Okay, yes, actually, I did take part on that census in Edgemont, and it was a really nice thing to really see all those residents. Many of them, you know, we filled out the census, and so that was really great to see. And they were really happy, actually, to see us coming out there. You know, we went through so many neighborhoods there, so it was really, really nice. We also, I had the opportunity to go to a Father's Day parade at the Renaissance Village for assisted living. So these are elderly, our seniors, and if many don't know, unfortunately, since March, actually early March, before March 18th, the governor's order, they've been locked in their place, the assisted living. They've been there, you know, not, you know, unable to go out. because they are part of that vulnerable population. And so, they're taking their safety into account. So it was really nice for us to kind of go out there, wearing obviously our face mask and everything like that, not being sick, and doing a parade honoring the fathers. So that was something very special. And you saw even like tears in their eyes. And, they were just really, really happy about it. So I was really happy about that. Just to make some comments in regards to what also Councilmember Cabrera also mentioned, yes, so definitely there are times where we do make votes, and sometimes they're different. But one vote shouldn't really say who we are or anything like that. As far as our entire identity. And so so I do support that, Councilmember Cabrera. And that's why, I want to make it very, very clear. There has been some comments, about, and I don't know if these are true or not, but there have been comments about recalls, taking into effect or coming soon, or I don't know. But I just want to make it very clear, that as mayor, I don't support that. I don't think anyone, I would think, no one on the council supports that. Because you're elected into office. You're elected into office, and sometimes you do have to make very difficult decisions. That's why people voted for you. And if they have difficulty with that, they can always vote you out. And that's why we have an election that comes up. So I do want to make that very, very clear. It's not good for the city, especially a cost, the cost factor, and then it also divides a lot of people as well. And right now, there's a lot of division. We need unity. We need more unity, more community coming together. There's already a lot of division in our city. As far as the CWA, I already made my comments on that one, the community workforce agreement, but I do think that that's a great thing. And again, I want to make it very clear, anyone can bid, private, public, anyone can bid. And I think it's going to really set the standard, that, we're really encouraging, high safety, that we value our employees, local hire, all of those things, economic justice, which is really, really important as well to me as well, so that we have to address. There's a lot of reform we have to do. I'm very, very proud of our city for the Local Government Excellence Award. So I want to thank Mike Lee, our city manager, and our staff. We won the award for the Mobile Learns, and again, through the International City County Management Association, and it is really an honor. So very, very proud of that. So thank you so much for that. And I do want to mention that as far as study sessions, we will be having some study sessions coming up. So I do support having a study session that Councilmember Cabrera brought up in the beginning when we come back from break for the living wage. So we'll have a study session on that to study the issue. And then we also will have a study session to study the issue of fireworks, and also to look at maybe what are some tools? What are the interventions that we're using right now? And then what is not working? And then maybe what are some innovative techniques that maybe we can use? For example, Bakersfield has employed drones. Now, I do understand that you do have to have certification. That's kind of what happened. We didn't have the certification, so we want to be ready by December. So little things like that, maybe people have a better ideas. We can come up with those ideas. But I think we can tackle this problem now for the New Year's Eve. Okay, let's not wait until the next, let's get it going at least by New Year's Eve, because it was really bad. It was really, really bad this year. Okay, so I did make those comments. And I do want to applaud Councilmember Dr. Thornton on your appointment with the Riverside County on your task force. That's awesome. And that's democracy in action, speaking up, and hey, that's great. And then also for your leadership too, with the fireworks, in fighting the fireworks, and the task force that you led up in partnership with PD, Fire, Code, and the staff. I do want to thank you for your leadership efforts there. And with that being said, we'll go ahead and close the meeting. And I like to close the meeting, especially in honor of someone that we lost. It was just a very tragic incident, the way she died. And Councilmember Cabrera, you brought that up, Vanessa Guillen. A horrific act that happened in a military base. I mean, just terrible. So I'd like to close the meeting in memory of Vanessa, Specialist Vanessa Guillen. Okay, for that, we'll go ahead and adjourn the meeting in her memory at 7:31 p.m. Good night, folks.